PT Divide Podcast coming to another episode. I'm gonna lose my voice. Lose my voice talking to y'all. Y'all got me out here talking crazy. I appreciate it though. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Continuing to roll. Thank you. I know I took a little bit of a break, so I haven't posted anything in a while, but we're gonna start to get consistent again. Um, Mainly focusing on relationships and then our walk with Jesus. An important walk, an important journey. Um, I just want to let you guys know a little bit about me. Sometimes when I say that I spoke to a buddy of mine, sometimes I mean that I, something I spoke to Jesus about. I consider him a friend, and so sometimes I want y'all to know that. So sometimes it's literally back and forth with Jesus. Hey, like this, man, I felt like this. Oh, and then Jesus will hit me back with something. He'll show me a sign. So sometimes when I say it, that's what I mean. It's a conversation or it's a prayer. You know, when I've connected and He's shown me some things, and I will give out everything that He shows me. But He showed me a lot lately, and just been on my heart, man. It's been pounding in my chest that Christians need to tap in. This will be a little bit more of a motivational than a teaching, kind of a teaching though, still. But Christians need to tap in. There's a war going on out here, and the thing I love about Jesus, you know, is he, as we got to hear his stories, we got to see him. He was always on the battleground. I think that Christians have gotten to a point where we think our battleground is on Sunday mornings in the church pews. My friends, that is not a battleground. That's not the battleground. That's not where you're called to be. That's not where you're called to go to battle. Sorry if y'all thought that that's what it was. Sorry if you thought you were going to get off easy with this one, but you're not, because that's not where the battle is. The battle is outside those walls. Outside those four walls, there's a battle going on right now for souls. They're coming after the kids, obviously. Transgenderism. Um, it started out with feminism and then all the isms and schisms. I remember Brother Christopher Wesley, when I did the at home churches when I was younger, he used to always say that be wary of the isms and schisms, right? When you start to hear isms come up, pop up, pop up, oh, it's another ism popping up. Be careful because we know what those are about. That's part of the spiritual warfare that's going on out here. And so we're at war, man. We are at war. I see it on the front lines in law enforcement. I deal with kids that have changed gender. The mental health aspect that goes along with that, the self hate, lack of love for self that goes along with that, the regrets on some of those decisions is huge. It's huge. We are called to protect the kids. You know, I always thought, man, that's the number one thing. That's our job that's our job as adults is to protect the kids. If we're not protecting the kids, we're not doing our job. And so there's a battle, there's war going on here, man. It's and the thing that baffles me the most. Take a sip here. Is that the enemy is doing it to our faces now. He don't even care. There's no care in the world. It's being done right in front of our eyes, right? Blatant, just showing us, hey, this is the plan. Like we become so consumed with motivational speeches. We've been so consumed with church music in the choir. We become so consumed with, well, I got to make sure that I like the people that I go to church with. We've been so consumed with, well, I got to just make sure I go to church on Sundays. That's it. We've been so consumed with those things that we forgot what we were here for. People always talk about fruit. Your fruit or bearing fruit. You know, your fruit is for the passerbys, right? But if the passerbys don't know that you got fruit, like they not gonna grab it off, right? So don't. I feel like as churches we've gotten selfish. We've gotten selfish out here, man. We're just worried about bearing fruit for our damn selves. We want to keep all the fruit inside our church. Let's keep it in this box right here. That's essentially what happened. So I mean that's gang related. That's what gangs do. Gangs want to keep everything for their gang. The Crips, the Bloods, Pyros, Serranos, who we got, the Latin Kings now. I mean, you've got a lot of different gangs. They want to keep that to themselves. That's what Christianity has become. Each church, I'm just gonna keep it right here. Keep all your spiritual fruit here. We don't need to go out here and get no. We don't need nobody else to eat off our tree. We keep it all here. That's a problem. God called us to battle. If we're not going to battle, and we just might as well just go sit down somewhere and call it a day. Turn in your cross, because when you pick up that cross, when you pick that cross up, you're picking that cross up, you go to war. We have to get out into the trenches, guys. We can't sit on our hands no more and just wait and hope that Jesus is going to do something for us, because Jesus called us to do a job. Discipleship. The first thing I talked about was friends. Do your friends know you're a Christian? If you're a Christian, you go to church on Sundays and your friends don't know that you're a Christian, you're failing. Ain't no other way to put it. No, we can't sugarcoat it. You're failing. You're 100% failing at what you're supposed to be doing, because, right, you're not walking with Jesus. You only want to walk with Jesus when it's convenient. But when you want to try to please somebody or look good or fit in, now you don't want to walk with Jesus no more. I'm going to put Jesus up now, right? Because I don't want them to know. Because I don't want to be different. I'm going to fit in. I don't want to be different. People do that. That's number one. People must know that you are a Christian. If people don't know that you're a Christian, then you need to question if you're a Christian your damn self. People shouldn't even have to question it, but how you operate and how you move, they should know. Two, like I said, they're after our kids, so we must do something about that, right? Get into the neighborhoods, talk to the families around you. Some churches be in the greatest neighborhood to be able to, let me tell you, if you're a church and you're in a poverty stricken neighborhood, y'all should be out on foot, knocking doors, talking to people. But we don't keep. This is what modern churches do. I'm gonna do a food pantry. I'm gonna do a community garden. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be me getting into the neighborhood. No, we gotta do better. We gotta do more, guys. That's not enough. That's the bare minimum. That's just we're gonna do the bare minimum to get by, and we're gonna do the bare minimum so we can feel good. That's what you do when you want to feel good. I'm going to do a food pantry because it's easy. People just bring stuff to the church and then we can just hand out some meals. We can do this, whatever. How about go out there, have a conversation, bring them to church? How about something I've never experienced before until uh, attending First Pentecostal Church, Wichita, Kansas? School bus ministry. They bus kids in from all over my career in law enforcement. You guys know I'm a law enforcement officer. They bring in kids that I dealt with on the streets on my normal job, and I'd be so happy to see them in church. Like, keep picking them up, bringing them to church, man. Right? That obviously takes a huge undertaking to do that, but they had a vision. First Pentecostal Church had a vision. We are going to go out in the community, right? And we are going to make sure that they know we have fruits, and then they can come pick as much fruit as they want to, right? Battle. It ain't got to be guns and blah, 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 blah. Ain't going to be no pew pews and all that. Whatever they say, it ain't going to be none of that. Sometimes the battle is we're going to have a picnic in the park. We're going to set it up. We're going to have food. We'll go around, put some flyers out there, invite some people. People show up. They get to see what it's like to be in fellowship with other Christians, right? That is part of the battle. That's the battles that we fight. And those are fun battles. When you get to go out there and just talk about Jesus, man, let me tell you, we had a stand rally here in Wichita, uh, off the chain. Just stop the violence. That was the word. I mean, church people put that together and they wanted to go out there and talk about Jesus, to try to put Jesus and to insert him into the violence, the gang violence, the youth violence that we got. Because youth violence in Kansas is crazy. Wichita is crazy. That's the war. That's the battle. If your church isn't doing those type of things, you can individually go do those type of things. You don't need to have a church backing to do it. You can go out there and have conversation with people your darn self. You can go set up a picnic yourself. May not be able to be as big, right? But you're going out there and you're in the trenches. In the trenches. That's the key. And I think people forget, man, we got to be out here battling. We got to be in these trenches, because at the end of the day, what I know, what I've learned over time is that you're either in it 100% or you're in it for yourself. There ain't no other way around. Most people have kind of gotten to the place where they're just like, I'm just going to do the bare minimum. If you're a bare minimum Christian, ask God to give you a heart willing to do more. Willing to do more. The food giveaways are good, man. They're good. It's necessary. Giving away food, giving away gifts, that's necessary. Fellowship is necessary too, though. Setting those things up is a necessity. We need to make sure that we're doing that as Christians. We need to make sure that we're out in the battlefield trying to make a difference. I wanted to be short-winded on this one because I've been going kind of long, so I'm gonna cut it off right there before I keep going all day. I keep going, but yeah, take that as a message, guys. We have to go. We have to tap in. As Christians, we have to tap in. We have to tap in. At some point in time, we got to make the conscious decision that we're gonna tap in. And I hope that time is now, guys. This is GT Divine Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'm out.